this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight our question comes to us from Red Dragon. And Red Dragon quotes a passage from the Vangelo delle Streghe, which describes the Roman Catholic Church as being evil and the nobility of the time as being evil, and encourages people to resist them and to fight against them in very strong terms. And Red Dragon asked my opinion of this. And my answer to this question, not only regarding this passage, but a number of similar passages in the Vangelo delle Streghe, is that it refers to a very specific set of circumstances in a very different time, is that they do not offer advice for everyday life, but for the circumstances of being in a situation of being highly politically oppressed. And I do believe, and I would agree with the Vangelo delle Streghe, that people who are severely oppressed should resist it and should fight back against it. And whenever possible, they should do this through peaceful and political means. However, to the extent that the Vangelo delle Streghe is supposed to portray the burning times, those people did not have any peaceful means to use, and their very lives were on the line. Therefore, within the context of that circumstance, I think that it's perfectly good advice, to be perfectly honest. And there are many parts of the world today where people, because of their belonging to a particular religion or ethnicity, and it's many different ones in different places, risk their lives just by being alive, and are subject to terrible persecution and often to terrible violence. And I think that people who are in that position have every right to oppose it, and to oppose it even very strongly, even with the kind of means described in the Vangelo delle Streghe, which at one point advises people to murder their oppressors in their beds. Now, I think that in everyday life, in civilized countries, for want of a better way to put it, that is not something that would arise. But if you are in fact living in a dictatorship where you are severely oppressed, I'm not entirely sure that's improper advice. If you were living in Nazi Germany, I would not necessarily consider that to be bad advice. If you were living in Stalinist Russia, I'm not sure I'd consider that to be bad advice either. So I think that it's a matter of time and place and circumstance. I would consider it to be wholly inappropriate in any place where you have peaceful means to oppose oppression. But there are times when that simply is not a possibility. So my attitude toward the Vangelo delle Streghe, first and foremost, is that it's a philosophical document, and it's the philosophy and the spirituality of the document that make it important to contemporary Correllianism, not the politics, because it speaks to a different time and place. But within the context of that time and place, I'm not particularly opposed to its politics. I do think that it would be wrong to confuse that time and place with this time and place. Now, having said that, I hope you find it interesting, and until next time, may your blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And I hope that you enjoyed the offerings that we bring you here at MagickTV, at Witch School, at Pagans Tonight Radio, at the Daily Spell, and at all of our different online platforms. We work hard to bring you many interesting and educational things, to bring you videos, to bring you classes, to bring you information of all sorts, and I hope that you enjoy it. And I'd like to take this moment to remind you that this is primarily funded through Witch School supporting memberships. And between now and Yule, we're offering Witch School lifetime memberships at the very low price of $29.99. And I hope you'll consider buying one. Even if you already have your own lifetime membership, consider buying one for a friend or a family member. They really are an investment in the future, and every year we add more and more material, so they'll always get better. So I hope that you will consider that, and until next time, may you blessed be.